I can't leave you. I can't.
All right, what's up, party people? Greg Leone here, and such an amazing turn of events. After I dropped the first episode, Leo here contacted me, and he had a tremendous story of the backstory of the Camo S13. So he actually saved it from the wrecking yard. He saved it from the crusher. And this is Leo, and he's
Nice
gonna
to meet you guys.
he's gonna tell his story. So yeah. So what happened? Like, when did you first see the S13?
Well, I used to work in a wrecking yard. I want to say like 2 years ago, and it happened that this one day that Camo S13 shows up to the yard, and so I step out of the yard and I take a look at it, and the first thing I see, it's a nice roll cage, like I said.
Thank you.
And I saw that there was some serious work inside the car. So yeah, I talked to my manager, and he says, "Do you really want to buy that thing?" And I told him, "Yeah. I mean, if you can get me a title and I'll buy it." If I'm not mistaken, my boss has been working for about 3 weeks to get the title, and my guess is that you got a letter on that time that somebody was trying to get the title for the car.
That's correct.
And in that period of time, the car came here, and it was right here in the same spot that this one was. And I already showed you some pictures of it.
Yeah.
Right here in the yard. By the time that Greg got the letter, they had to tow the car back to a shop. My boss talked to me and told me, "You know what? The guy, the owner, he wants the car back. He's gonna pay the fees. He just wants the car back." And I told him that I needed some spare parts, so I ended up keeping the motor and some things that were inside the car, and we sent the car back.
In fact, the motor that was in it, and this manifold. I mean, I made this manifold, and it's been chilling in his backyard for a few years now, huh?
Yep.
So yeah, just really grateful to have this stuff, and I'm more grateful for this backstory. So when I went and picked it up, the owner of the body shop told me, he says, "Hey, they were trying to crush the car, and they were just trying to get the title because they couldn't crush it without a title," is what he told me. And so I was like, wow, this is a miracle. I saved it from being crushed. And so, and the story unfolds is that it was actually like he had saved the car from being crushed.
Right,
and
right.
give this man a halo, like. But it's cool. I mean, I feel the same way. I'm a 240 guy. If I were to see a 240 about to be crushed, something in my heart would break.
Yeah.
And
that's how it felt.
That's how it felt, right? And the coolest part about it is that Leo is, not only did he save the car, but he is also a 240 guy. He's got this is his first car ever, is a 240 SX, S13, and a hatch at that. I love the hatches. That's my favorite, is the hatches. So he's got his own project, and if you do the KA24, which I hope you do, because those are fantastic motors. They make a lot of power, they make a lot of torque, and they respond really well to a turbo. So if you do that, I have a little gift for you, which is this is a spark plug wire cover, which actually goes right about here.
Wow.
On the KA engine. What it does, it keeps your spark plug wires from falling onto your turbo manifold or your header or whatever you're going to run. So this is a WMD spark plug wire holder for the KA.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a nice piece for that build.
Yeah.
So we'll use it for sure.
Very cool. So it looks like he's going to go with the KA. I'm actually really excited to help get his projects and his dreams going too. As I'm building my car to get it back on the road. I had to really sideline that to get Pepper done, and so I thought I'd never see that car again. And it's kind of an interesting turn of events. And he messaged me right after I dropped the first episode. Yeah.
And I was I was looking at his live in Instagram, and I decided that I was gonna message him and see if he was gonna respond me, because I honestly wasn't expecting for him to even be here right now.
Yeah.
So
I do respond. Yeah. So if you message me, I do respond. And I'm just like you guys. I'm a car guy.
Here's the big guy. I pretty much told him the whole story through messages, and here we are now.
Yeah. Here we are talking about it. And I think that's something to note too, is that Leo's like how kind that is of Leo to, to message me and be like, hey, I got your stuff, I got your parts, and he told me something. He's like, the way I figure it belongs to you anyway, so I want you to have it. And I think that's incredibly kind. And like a lot of people don't think that way today. So one of the things that I always live by is if you can help somebody, help. And so I'm actually really excited to help get his projects and his dreams going too. We'll be dialing back in with Leo and just kind of helping him get this thing running and checking up with him and pushing him and motivating him to get it running. But yeah, I really appreciate this. I really appreciate all this stuff back, and I really appreciate you just being the kind of stand-up guy to have that kind of care. First of all, for caring to save a 240. Now, that's awesome, man. That's my kind of people. So yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, Greg.
All right, well, I'm going to get this stuff back to the garage, and I'm going to get back to work on the S13. All right, so got the subframe out, and now it's time to disassemble it, get it on the bench. I'm going to do some modifications to it, so I'm going to weld some tabs to correct the anti-squat on it for drifting. And I'll get all these arms off, and I'll get all these factory bushings. And you can see this one's even like moving around there. That thing's done. So without further ado, I'm going to get to this and get some work done. Yeah. Well, there's the subframe. I'm going to get it on the bench, get it cleaned up, get it ready for some fabrication. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. All right, so I have my subframe on the bench, and this is actually a hard modification for most 240 guys, because it's the subframe's in the car, all the suspensions on it, the diffs on it, the drivetrain, the drive shafts go into it. There's so much going on. You have to drop the exhaust to get this off. You have to do a lot to get this out of the car, and so and then you have to torch these things out, cut them out. There's a myriad of different ways to go about getting these bushings out. And the reason we take them out is because they're, this car's a 90, so this is a 30-year-old car. These are 30-year-old bushings, and we're expect to do some high performance driving in it. And I'm basically just pulling off the rubber right now. So this thing's got to go. They got to get out of here. And there's a few different ways to do it, and I think I'm going to try and do one on each corner of different ways that I have done it or know about doing it. So one way is to burn it out. You torch it, the rubber catches fire, it burns out all of the rubber, and then you're left with just the metal sleeve, which you essentially have to cut out with a Sawzall. And so that's one way. Another way is to use this air hammer. So I've just kind of, a buddy of mine showed me this way, so I'm going to see how that works on these. And then there's the press way, and this is the piece to press them out. But my press is off site right now, so I won't be doing that. And then there's this way. It's just a hole saw. You basically just take the hole saw and hole saw it out. So I'm gonna get to it and see how this goes. Wish me luck. Yeah, I forgot. I have this little dowel that I put in there. It centers the drill bit. I almost forgot that part. So I feel like this is absolutely the easiest way to do it. The next step is to basically, you know, cut this out with the Sawzall and then hammer it in. So, and you don't want to cut through the metal too much. That would be bad. There we go. So I did lube these up a little bit with some oil, some penetrating oil beforehand. But I'm thinking that this might be the actual easy way. I would love it if I would do the rest of them this way, but yeah, I feel like I should show you guys what's up. Cool. Moving on. Part 2, taking out subframe bushings, the torch method. Oh boy. Wish this wasn't informative. I could skip this part. But hey, who doesn't like playing with fire? This makes a tremendous mess, and it smells terrible. But once you get it going, you know, it does kind of burn itself to the ground. Fun times, huh? I'll do that kind of thing just to make it go for longer. So we got a pretty good blaze going on here. So yeah, that's the trick is you just let it burn, and it burns all the rubber up, and then essentially everything just kind of falls out. I mean, kind of like caveman style for doing 240 stuff, but you know, you kind of have to work with what you got. And I mean, I don't even want to get into the sketchy stuff I've done over the past 25 years. So this is sort of the least of it. Yeah, you can, you know, have yourself a fun time playing with fire. Yeah. You poke at it a little bit too, you know. I wonder at this point, right? So there's the center section's out. Now it's going nuts. It's got a little up current. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? Essentially, you just let this burn out, and once it's out, then you can cut the sides and do what I just did over here. And like, this took 4 minutes. This takes, you know, about an hour. So normally if you were doing this method, you would burn all 4 at once, and then, you know, it wouldn't really take as long. good. And that's it. So I had a hypothesis that I'd really like to try. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a go anyways. There you have it. Oof. Yeah. So that's fantastic. That worked. So with this being hot and all the material being gone, I was able to just easily hammer it out with my little press tool. So I think I just added a new solution to taking out your subframe bushings. All right, so that's version 2 of taking these things out. Let's move on to version 3. Cool. So that last way got me thinking, right? I wonder if I could just hammer the thing out with this tool. Let's give it a try. That's the fun part about getting to play around like this. You know, normally we've all kind of done things the same way. Like that's kind of the nature of the game, right? Unless you're, you know, like if this was the first time anyone's ever done this, we wouldn't really have anything to go by. And that's really how we lived. I mean, that's how I started. That was my genesis, was doing stuff that had never been done before, right? And so spray a little of this PB blaster in there. And I'll hit it with the torch and heat this thing up. And hopefully, I'll be able to hammer it straight out the bottom. Now, I've been shooting, we don't want that again. And let's drop the hammer. It's working! Woo! Ah! Well, that's another way. So I was able to punch that whole thing out as one piece. I did torch it a little bit on the sides to heat it up a little bit, but that's about it. You know, I sprayed this stuff in there, got it hot, punched it out. And this is essentially like, this is the version of using a press. You could basically chuck, like, if you can fit this thing into a press, you can press these things out without having to torch them, without having to sawzall them, without having to any of that. So, yeah, very cool. Now I'm gonna fire up the air compressor. I'm gonna try the air hammer approach next. Yes. Yeah. So that's version 3. Moving on. All right. Air hammer approach. Let's see if this works. So the air hammer method, I'm not really feeling. Maybe, I mean, I have a small air hammer, so maybe a bigger air hammer would work better. I'm not going to rule it out, but let's keep it real, people. Yeah. So I think out of all of these methods, I prefer the torch, my little tool, and a hammer. I probably will be doing all of the subframes from now on with the torch, that aluminum dowel, and a hammer. So that just it goes so fast. I mean, it's even less hassle than like hauling this thing up and trying to fit it into a press. Yeah, that was fun. That was a little excessive, but that was fun. Now I gotta get in here and use a little sanding wheel or a little flap disc to clean this all up to get ready to press in the new subframe bushings. I'm actually, before I press those in, I'm gonna get all my fab work done on this thing. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna fix my eccentric bushing holes. I'm gonna add a little bit of, I'm gonna take out the anti-squat on here. I'm gonna build some tabs, fab them in, take out the anti-squat. So I still got some work to do on this thing, but I'm gonna clean it up and make it look pretty. So yeah, I think I'm officially done for the night. I'm covered in black rubber, and yeah, I feel good. I feel like I got all that done. So I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching me bring this old Camo S13 back from the dead. All right, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. See you guys next time.